Gordon's got the ground game. It's the coach, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. Coming up, we'll get a look at Melvin Gordon, fresh off a big game a week ago, as it'll be the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Los Angeles Chargers. With that, let's get out to Southern California with the call from Los Angeles. Here are Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
EA Sports coverage of the NFL has us about 20 miles south of downtown L.A. at Dignity Health Sports Park in Carson. Coming up, we've got what should prove to be a good one between the Seattle Seahawks and our home team. Hi, everybody. Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles Davis. And, Charles, we take a look at this Charger club entering play here. They come in losers of 2 straight, so they're trying to right the ship here a little bit.
They're teetering a little bit, aren't they? And now things could really go south if they lose this game, so they understand the importance of playing well and stopping this streak.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, we're in October now, so everybody should be coming into form, shouldn't they?
They really should, and what you have now is a full routine established about what you want to get done and full focus on the season.
This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. And he'll be brought down somewhat awkwardly here, and a late flag as well. I think this one's going to be a face mask. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down. And we take a look at the offense for the Seahawks.
And they come off a tough loss last week, and what's their reward? A second straight road game. Rarely are teams happy about scheduling. They're always calling the league office saying, how come we have this game and that game? But when you're coming off of a loss on the road and you go right into another one, that's a difficult task.
And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
Here's Wilson. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Come on, set. 10 Lobo.
54. It's going to be a long day. It's going to be...
Now a first carry for Melvin Gordon. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. And we get a quick look at the Chargers starting offense.
I have to admit, I've rather enjoyed watching Melvin Gordon's improvement as he's developed as an NFL player because it started for me in college. Every year he was in school, he would add something extra to his game. First year, he knew how to run. He wanted to add pass receiving to his game. The next year, he wanted to add pass protection to his game. Did all of that. That turned him into a first-rounder, and now a front-line NFL back.
A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6.
Check. Watch the defense. Go. Let's go.
Snap.
They'll try and run it. Here's Gordon. And he'll get this up to the 30-yard line. It's a gain of 11 and a first down, L.A.
And there we see an early burst that makes him one of the leading rushers in the league.
Well, I want you to know, I listened to you yesterday when we were watching film. You said write down the word vision for him. It was on display there, wasn't it?
It certainly was, because he allows the blocks to set up in front of him. And if that continues, it'll be a long afternoon for those guys trying to play some defense.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 17 yards for the Chargers there as they've got themselves a first down. Here's the first carry for Austin Eckler. He had a great move, but he'll still be stopped shy of midfield. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. A look now at the lineup defensively here for Seattle. They're going to need to be strong against the run in this one.
They have tried all season long to fix all the things that they need to in the running game, and they have been successful so far. I'm wondering if this is a time to just sell out. Make sure you have 8 in the box every time and bring a 9th and sometimes even a 10th to try and stop them from running the ball.
Draw play, it's Eckler. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Can't you stop?
What's tight end? Hey.
To throw on 3rd down, Burks. Completes it to Lee. And he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. 9 yards on the pickup there, and it keeps the drive alive. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 43. That throw into the arms of Allen, and he's going to get this inside the 30. Give him 15 yards on that one and a Charger first down.
I don't believe that this opening drive is surprising to either one of us after the time we spent with the coaching staff and players prior to the game. What about you?
Absolutely. Not only that, but that big article in the paper this morning about their philosophy on starting games like you're shot out of a cannon, and that's what they've done. Very methodical here on this first drive.
Yeah, so many teams talk about that fast start. We're actually seeing it happen right here in front of us.
But now the kicker. Can they cap it off by putting the ball in the end zone? He only got a couple on that one, so not a ton of help. They'll have a 3rd and 8 forthcoming. It'll be a nickel look here for the Seahawks on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Burks. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there, but you get the feeling they keep making plays like that, they might just get a few.
Yeah, once you get one, defensive teams think they come in bunches.
Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
Wilson and the Seahawks take over now, 1st and 10 at their own 23. They'll start out on the ground with Carson. Give him 3 on 1st down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Well, look now at our starting defense. This unit currently 7th in the NFL, Charles, in stopping the run.
They've established themselves as a top 10 run-stopping unit in the NFL here in the early going. All signs point to me towards them continuing that throughout the season. They look pretty good, pretty darn cohesive to me.
On 2nd and 7, Wilson nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa has now recorded 10 sacks on the season.
Well, someone's closing in on the league lead in sacks. He came into the game in the top 5. Now you add 2 more to his total. Wilson
and the Seahawks looking for something big following the sack. It's 3rd and long here. Wilson after the play fake to Carson. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
I think the punter might start to get into a pretty good rhythm here if he keeps getting opportunities. But that's the last thing his team wants to have happen, right? The last thing you want to see is your punter feeling pretty good because he's out there all the time.
Yeah, first quarter only, but they're 0 for 2 on 3rd down conversions to start this thing. And now out on the field, here comes Los Angeles. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll start the drive with a run by Gordon. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39. The numbers a week ago from Melvin Gordon. 18 carries, 89 yards, and a touchdown.
I can't remember the last time we did a game and a coach didn't talk about establishing the run first. But they've lost 2 straight games, so they still want to do that. but they've got to have some contingencies, some other options. Expect them maybe to throw it a little bit to open up things and maybe run it a little bit more later in the game.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
70, Indy.
Charger football to start quarter number 2. As they've got it with a 1st and 10. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. Now Gordon on 1st down. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
6-man.
Here's a quick throw caught by Allen. A gain there of 21 yards.
I like watching the wide receiver screen because it's a real teamwork play. Because guess what? The guy catching the ball, he'll get all the credit. But how about the people up to block in front of him, either fellow receivers or offensive linemen? That makes that play a really nice timing play, and sometimes it can break big.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8. To throw on 2nd down. Burks, complete. Hunter Henry with the grab. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Off the play fake. Burks. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Certainly looked like they were getting ready to convert there on 3rd down, but what an effort to get his hand on that one, knock it away, and brings up a 4th down decision.
And the 13-year man puts it through, and they're able to double their lead in this first half. It's 6-0. So scores on their first 2 possessions, but 6-0, so field goal is probably not what they were hoping for.
Man, you're exactly right about that. Not what they were hoping for, but they should be happy that they have points on the board. It almost feels like that old slow and steady wins the race, doesn't it? In this case, though, they want to be slow and steady now, but get explosive later and put the points up on the board.
And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. They've had it twice. They've punted twice. Not the start they were hoping for.
Not at all, and let's face it, every facility we visit, everyone talks about converting on 3rd down, how big that is. In this situation, they've had to punt it away twice, so they're furiously going over things on the sidelines. What do we need to do to pick up a 1st down and change our momentum?
He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. On 2nd down, it's Carson. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And they're going to have a 3rd down. An extra cornerback now in the game for the Chargers here on 3rd. From the gun, it's Wilson. That's into the hands of his tight end, Will Dissly. It's a 9-yard gain, and it keeps the drive moving.
When an offense reads blitz, doesn't matter where it's coming from, tight ends know that they become a big part of the passing game because there should be an easy outlet when all those extra bodies are trying to get to the quarterback. A hot route, so to speak.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game. And it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Sets him up nicely for 2nd down, staying ahead of schedule. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. 3rd and 2, now Wilson. And he's got Lockett. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. And he's brought to the ground with another 1st down at the Chargers' 39. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. They run it with Carson. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. The Seahawks on 3rd down. They've hit 2 for 4 thus far. This is 3rd and 9. Now it's Wilson. Looking for Lockett, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. Through an opening, and there he goes. And he will score. Touchdown, LA. Third down, passing down. They throw the extra defensive back in there for a nickel package, and it worked out.
And it's not anything that you would think is just great strategy. It's just that when you have 5 defensive backs on the field and an obvious passing down, it's a lot tougher to complete a pass. And on that play, they completed it just to the wrong team, and it cost them 6 points.
Here's Russell Wilson and the Seahawk offense now getting set to go again. He's got to dig deep here, doesn't he? Team's losing. He's not playing well either.
And they always tell you, don't press. You'll make things a little bit worse. But in this particular situation, you try and heighten your play a little bit. So far, he's thrown 1 interception. He wants to balance that off with at least 1 touchdown pass in order to get his team back moving forward.
On 2nd and 9. Wilson, and this is incomplete. Jennings was the one he was looking for, and that takes us from 2nd to 3rd down. And the Seahawks on 3rd down, 2 for 5 to this point. This is 3rd and 9. Wilson. It's caught, Lockett. And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. Now, after the completion, we're going to get a timeout, an injured player. We'll step aside and come back to Carson after this. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Out of the gun, here's Wilson. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
That's very well timed there defensively because it's not a bad throw, but the collision came at the exact time he was reaching to bring in the football. Really, really well done.
Decent offense, just better defense. I think you're right. And this is going to be caught, but they'll say out of bounds. So it's incomplete. So back-to-back incompletions, and that has them staring at a 3rd and 10. To throw again is Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Now here's Michael Dixon. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. And we remind you, coming up at the half, we'll join who, Charles?
The coach.
The coach, Jonathan Coachman, standing by in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from games in progress, as well as scores from earlier today.
The coach.
We get slap happy up here sometimes. Here now, a look at Melvin Gordon. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started. At the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and, boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for him.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. Got Gordon open, completes it. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. It'll be a gain of 4, and they'll be faced with a 3rd and inches. The Chargers going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime.
Everyone's got to be able to catch the football. Doesn't matter what position you play, but if you're on offense, be aware a ball may come your way.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 55 seconds to go until halftime. This quarterback now 8 of 11 in this first half. He's got it 1st and 10. From the gun, Burks. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far. It's 2nd down. Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 35. Throwing again. Burks able to get this to Gordon. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 23. Throwing on first down. Burks. Lee's got it over the middle. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Chargers going to use their third and final timeout, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the first half.
Tight end's right. We got 4.
Second down and inches. And he's got it. And he's in for a Charger touchdown. Melvin Gordon, as the first half is winding down. The Chargers, they're able to widen their lead. CD, it seemed like they were so focused on the guys out wide, they forgot about him out of the backfield.
That's a really good point because you've got to communicate, and oftentimes when you start counting receivers, that's exactly what you do. You start from the widest receiver, work your way inside. Who gets lost sometimes? The back in the backfield. That's exactly what happened there.
And he got into the end zone. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make.
They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. Final play of the half. It's Wilson. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. And now, due to apparent time constraints, we fast forward to the beginning of the second half. So the Chargers will start the second half with the lead and the football as we're underway in the third quarter. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here are the Chargers to take over. They lost 2 straight coming in, but good news for them right now. They've got the lead and the football.
Ready, set.
54, right there. 54, Mike.
I want that. Give me that ball, defense. Let's go.
To the outside, that's complete to Williams. And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28.
Tight end right.
Ready.
On the delayed handoff, this is Gordon.
Run to the ball. We got to run out.
A 1-yard gain there following the 3-yard pickup on first down. From the gun on third down, Burks. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down. So no problems moving the ball in the first half, but they'll likely come up empty here on drive 1 of quarter 3.
And it was so important for the defense to get that stop because what we witnessed in the first half was them getting run over. And they needed the confidence, and they needed to get off the field so they felt good going forward in this game.
Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10, kind of a starter or an opener, whatever term.
Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And picked up by the Chargers. And they are going to score on the fumble return. Touchdown, L.A. So that is now 2 fumble return touchdowns. You're talking about something that's going to drive a head coach crazy.
Without a doubt. But for the defensive guys, once you do it once, you create a frenzy. Everybody wants to get involved, and they got it done a second time.
Extra point try, good by Gano. And that stretches the lead all the way up to 27. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take this across the 25, a couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. The Chargers defense gearing up to take the field. And they had the fumble return for a touchdown, and boom, they're right back out there again.
And you hear so many people talk about opportunistic defenses in today's football. Well, they make their own breaks because they work at it all the time. We've been at the practices, the drills where they're trying to strip the football, the takeaways. They're always working on it, and it paid off for them on the last possession.
Paid off. Now can they do it again? Wilson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Offensively, they're going to have to figure this out before next week. 7 sacks in one game.
Yeah, and that's more than any quarterback should have to bear. And if this continues on, there will be another quarterback in the game because no one can stand up to this week after week.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Play action. It's Wilson. Looking deep for Jennings. And he can't quite intercept it. Zone coverage, free safety was there. Couldn't come up with it, and now it's fourth down. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Now here's a pass on first down that's knocked away and incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now a nice throw here right side. He hauls it in. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. That one good for 13 and a Charger first.
That was a nicely run slant route. And what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
So that flag will cost him 15.
And it doesn't matter anymore how you get the face mask. Any part of it, that's going to be 15 yards.
On first and 10, Hurts, nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
They're back now to the original line of scrimmage thanks to that 8-yard gain. Third down now to follow. On third down, Hurts sets up the screen to Gordon. Fourth down now after a loss of 2.
I love the intelligence the defense just showed there. Read their keys, saw the screen developing, ran to it, and smothered it. What a third down stop by them.
Now it's Lockett. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over.
Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Joey Bosa in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
After the sack on first down, Wilson, room here to run. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27. Jennings was the one he was looking for. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the second week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Back to throw now on 2nd and 10. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal.
When you run a screen pass really well, you got to like the look of it because so many parts come together to make it work well. The offensive linemen, where they're faking people out, the back slipping out there, catching the football, then all of them going together as one unit downfield. A really nice pickup.
This quarterback now perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. And he will maneuver his way down to about the 7. Give him 3 on the game there. 2nd and goal. The line of scrimmage, the 7 now on 2nd and goal. Here's a 2nd and 7. Complete. It's Henry. And he's brought down right at the 5-yard line. Give him 2 on the play.
Well, they're unable to convert that into much, but it's never a bad idea to try to get the ball into a tight end of his caliber's hands and see what kind of disruption he can cause.
They'll look to throw on 3rd and goal. This is caught, and he takes it in for a Charger touchdown. Hunter Henry, his first touchdown on the year. And the Chargers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6.
You know, in golf, they often talk about playing the course and not worrying about what the other players are doing, what their scores are. That's essentially what we're seeing from this offense. They're just having fun and doing what they feel like doing today.
Fielded about a yard deep. Solid return, pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32-yard line. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who can make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. And how about the call here? They need 2 yards in their own territory on 4th down, and they're going to go for it. They run for it with Carson, and he's taken down at the 43, but not before picking up the first. A curious decision to go for it, but it pays off with a 1st down.
4th and 2 in the NFL, not ordinarily a running down anymore. Usually that ball is moved through the air. They went ahead and gave it to the back, and he ends up picking up the 1st down. I'm not sure if they fooled him.
And Wilson's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked by Kendall Fuller. Jennings was the one he was looking for. That is now 7. 7 interceptions between last week and this week. 3 in this game, 4 a week ago.
And I saw the head coach write on his play sheet, make a little note. I hope he's writing self-scout. Bring in the guys that scout games for you with a different eye and watch him and see what's going on, and maybe they can pick up what the flaws are, and hopefully they can correct them.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 40.
They keep it on the ground. Again, Gordon. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now. The Chargers on 3rd down. They're at 50%, 4 for 8. Here it's 3rd and 3. Gordon. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. 16 yards is the pickup there, and a 1st down for L.A. So following the run by Gordon, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Burks. Rush coming, and he's taken down.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. It'll be a loss of a yard, and they're going to face an uphill battle here on 3rd and long.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
On 3rd down, here's Eckler. And this effort will not get it done. He stopped well short of the 1st down at the 29. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long. They had quite a hole to dig out of there on 3rd and long. Not able to get the first, but a pretty good-sized run.
A really good run, but how much confidence do you have in your next play call that you can sell to the head coach? Let's go get it on 4th down. Do you really have a play you believe in, or are you just hopeful? And you got to sell it to the big man before it gets called.
So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. From the left hash, this from 46. And this one is right down the middle. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the 4th.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line. The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Wilson after the play fake to Carson. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Uchenna Nwosu able to record his 5th sack of the season. 3rd and long, it's Wilson.
We've been around this.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Derwin James with a pick, and his guys are going to take over at the 31-yard line. Yet another interception, and I just had to double-check my math. But it is now 8 between last week and this week.
Well, I just used the calculator. I didn't worry about double-checking it. But the thing that always throws me when you see quarterbacks in this type of a bad spot, they're trying to figure out what they can do to change it, and sometimes they try too hard, and they never get out of it. And that's where he is right now. He's just locked in a really bad way.
First and 10 at the 16-yard line.
And he takes it inside the 10 to the 8 before he's out of bounds. A nice pickup on 1st down, 7 yards. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Burks. This will be caught at about the 5. 4 yards on the play. That's going to lead to 1st and goal. First and goal Melvin Gordon. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line.
That's what I'm talking about.
Now from the 7, here's 2nd and goal.
Mike 54. I'm going to come back to you.
Back to throw. Burks. And incomplete. Shaquille Griffin knocking it away that time in coverage. Well, they've been so good on 3rd down all day long. Can they convert another here on 3rd and goal? Operating from the gun. Burks. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. First quarter, Charles, you really emphasized the importance of winning the turnover battle as a visiting team, as an underdog. They haven't forced a single turnover in this game.
And right now they're losing, so no turnovers might lead to no victory.
That drive took him inside the 10. Good job defensively to hold him to 3.
Yeah, I like how you did that. Give a little tip of the cap to the stop troops there because they didn't give up a touchdown in that situation, right? Made them kick the field goal. And, yeah, points went against them, but that feels a whole lot better running off the field.
The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together.
And my goodness, another interception. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Burks. Thomas has got it. Complete. And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6. Coming up to the line, and they will need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Another tote for Gordon. He's been busy this afternoon. And he'll get it down this time to the 17.
Let's go, fellas.
Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Charger football as we welcome you back from the 2-minute warning. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. Here's Gordon. He will push his way down to about the 14. Making the stop that time, Bobby Wagner.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker.
Everyone, you got 4 down.
Now a 20th carry, number 20 here for Melvin Gordon. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Trying to bust out of that losing funk, and these fans have to like this. And all right, fellas, this is more like it.
And I know that if this holds up after the game, they're going to give the fans a lot of credit being at home, getting the support. But you and I both know it goes deeper than that. They had to get it together in their own facility, look each other in the eye and say, okay, what's it going to take to break this losing streak? And they really came together with a good week of practice.
A drive there of just 4 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown run coming from Melvin Gordon. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away. This is taken at his 4. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. Now whistles, and we've got a man down. A man down here following the kickoff. Coming to the line here to begin their next drive, the Seahawks offense. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
for a lot of coaches,
Be honest.
don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going
Exactly.
forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today, coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
You're not going to want that feeling.
no, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a 3rd down. Here's Wilson. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that is incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Being chased out left. He's going to let it fly. This is caught at the 20. And great yardage here all the way deep into Los Angeles territory. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Here's Wilson to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. And they just took a timeout with 2 seconds to go. This one obviously decided. Not sure they needed to take it, but we'll take it with them. Now, one final throw here is incomplete, and that is how this one will come to an end. So plenty of smiles for the folks here as they head for the exits. It's a victory for their hometown guys. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense is they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one, and that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh play,